Have you ever seen a father terrified of his own son? That's exactly how Eddie Brock felt the first time he looked at his child, because his son's blood wasn't normal. It wasn't just red, it was alive. Eddie recoiled in fear, begging Venom to hold back, but the parasite inside him only whispered one thing: we should leave before it's too late. Venom, Eddie's dark passenger, a monster who thought himself unstoppable, able to walk the earth without consequence. If he wanted to devour a man's head, he would, but Eddie fought to keep him under control. He laid down one rule: no eating innocent police, only the bad guys. Even then, Eddie often had to talk Venom down, convincing him to let potential victims go. But why was Venom so obsessed with brains? Because hidden inside the human brain is a chemical called phenethylamine, an energy source Venom craved. It exists in chocolate too, but for Venom, that was like eating scraps. It only made him hungrier. Every day, he battled his cravings. Eddie tried to calm him, even raising chickens as a substitute food, but instead of eating them, Venom turned them into his pets. Frustrated, Eddie finally promised him something else: late-night trips to chicken farms. But even then, Venom complained, spitting out feathers and grumbling the whole way. And then Eddie received a letter from a prisoner named Cletus Cassidy. Cassidy wasn't just any criminal. He was a killer, a madman. At age 3, he pushed his grandmother's wheelchair and all down the stairs. At 5, he tossed an electric dryer into his mother's bathtub. His father, a violent drunk, until Cassidy snapped and killed him too. Dumped into an orphanage, Cassidy was bullied mercilessly. But there was one girl who always defended him. Her name was Shriek. She had powers of her own, and together they became twisted lovers. When Shriek was taken away for experiments, Cassidy lost what little sanity he had left. He turned his rage on society, slaughtering without mercy, until the police finally captured him. Now, on death row, Cassidy made one last request: an interview with Eddie Brock. Eddie went, searching for a story. But Cassidy's true intent was to provoke. "You'll die alone," he sneered. "You always will." Eddie tried to stay calm until Cassidy mocked his parents. That was the breaking point. Venom burst out in fury, slamming Cassidy across the cell. In the chaos, Cassidy bit Eddie's arm, and in that moment, he tasted something strange. Eddie's blood wasn't ordinary. It was alive. Cassidy swallowed it whole. Soon after, his execution began. The needle slid into his arm, but instead of death, his body convulsed. Red tendrils ripped through his flesh. The walls shook with his screams, and from the smoke, a monstrous figure emerged, born of Eddie's blood and Cassidy's madness. Carnage. Boom.